Last week, I was closely monitoring all the cryptocurrencies and specifically Dogecoin. It's hilarious that a meme coin is now valued close to one of the oldest established bank. That kind of shows you what could be the value of money. I mean, to be honest, the one who doesn't have money, they value it a lot more than the one who does. And that's why you can see that the rich get richer because, they don't value their money as much and they can just, invest into random things without caring about it. Whereas the people who don't have a lot of money to begin with, they can't invest into things, so they have to use that money in real world application, and that means more to them than the equivalent amount for a rich. So basically, if any poor person get $100,000, that $100,000 means a lot to that individual or family than to any millionaire. For a millionaire, $100,000 is probably a pocket change. I believe that the relationship with money is also reflected in other areas of life. For instance, if you are looking at the money from a scarcity lens versus an abundance lens, it could change your attitude towards life as well. Because generally speaking, people who look at money from scarcity mindset tend to be frugal or worse, misers. Whereas people who are looking at money from an abundance lens tend to be gracious. And honestly, my personal journey is complicated, and it's complicated because of a lot of reasons, cultural reasons, the place, the environment I'm living in. If you haven't noticed, in the US, getting anything on deal is a big deal. If you witness the Black Friday craziness, then you know the amount to which people would go to get a good deal. And I guess getting a good deal sort of rushes dopamine or some other hormone into our brain, making us feel satisfied and happy. But that happiness is temporary because more than often, people who are looking for a dopamine rush with chronic shopping tend to buy things which they don't need just to chase that deal, just to chase that discount and make themselves feel that they're paying a better price. But trust me, I come from a business family, and none of the businesses would sell anything for loss because every business will mark up the price and give you a big discount just to make you feel that you are getting a good deal. The point being, regardless of the deal, if one has an intention of what they want to shop rather than just chasing a good deal, that would be more enriching in life. And to be honest, I'm guilty of this. I check out deals almost every single day, just skimming through uh, infinite scroll of pages trying to figure out if I really want something. But even though I do that, I know that it's not healthy, and I'm working on it. I'm a work in progress. So hopefully sooner or later I will drastically cut down some of these aspects of my life and just focus on the things which I need or want in my life rather than just chasing for deals. The couple of things which I want to integrate deeper into my life is minimalism and intentional purchase. Because in both cases, with minimalism, I would be able to cut down all the things which I don't need in my life and just sustain with minimalistic approach. And with intentional spending, I would be able to spend or invest my money with a specific intention. I'm sure some of these strategies or attitude might take a while to engrave within my pattern, but I intend to be mindful about it and make a conscious choices. And some of these choices can definitely make one paralyzed. That's why we have this choice paralysis syndrome, where if you have a lot of choices, then more than often you may end up getting confused, and regardless of which choice you picked up, the chances are you will be dissatisfied. Even though I know the psychological aspect of it, I still fail to live up to that at times. There are things in my life where I'm conscious about it and narrow down my choices and just ensure that I choose from one of those things. And there are aspects of my life where I see so many choices and I'm paralyzed of which choice is best for me, in that specific time or circumstances. And I believe that comes down to the clarity. And that's where money becomes the most powerful, because if you have a clarity of where, how, and when you want to spend money, then you could use money as a tool to enrich your life. But circling back to the cryptocurrencies, I believe that we are going through this transformation from the existing traditional system, monetary system, to a newer system. I would like to hope and believe that the newer system is better than the traditional system, but I guess time will tell. But at the very least, it's very interesting to see this transition as well, because as with any transition, there is a huge resistance with the traditional system, and one of the resistance is the scalability. And I'm sure it's gonna take a while before any of these cryptocurrencies will become mainstream, because of lack of understanding of the technology, because of acceptance. In the past 10 years, the cryptocurrency space have grew exponentially, and I'm sure in the years to come there are going to be more implementation and more adaptability as and when more people will see value into the crypto space. Even though I wasn't the super early investor, but I'm glad that I did started paying more attention into the space, because right now technology is leading the world, and it totally makes sense that the monetary system based on the better technology will encapsulate the existing system and will provide the better approach to all the shortcomings of the traditional system. And I think that speaks a bigger point about traditions in general, because most of the traditions have a basic usability, but it is so much engraved in the society that it become a cultural norm. And then there is this resistance to the change, and with the rise of, say, new generation or new technology, uh, which uproot the older traditions and cement the newer way to do the things. And as an evolving society, I believe that this gonna be the trajectory of the civilization for unforeseeable future. I truly believe that if we are able to work cooperatively across the globe, then we can create a system which is so much better than the existing system, and that will lift so many people who don't have power in the system, like how education did. If you look back maybe 400 500 years back, then most of the people couldn't read, let alone understand the most complex topics. But over the past few centuries, more and more people started educating themselves, and you could see the overall shift in the poverty level and the overall lifestyle of different people. I hope that we continue to be on this path, and eventually, maybe within my lifetime, evolve to a society where we can all just work on our own passion projects instead of working on a dedicated job just to sustain. And to wrap this up, I think I will switch to some other topic from next week onwards, because I've been thinking so much about money, which is honestly painful, because there are so many other aspects to my life, and just thinking about money make me kind of fixated on the monetary aspect, even though there is a value to money. But unless I'm actually using that money to enrich my life, it's just zeros and ones in my bank account. So I hope that you give a thought to your relationship with money and Look at money as a tool and see if you are using this tool with a scarcity mindset or abundance mindset, and see how this money can make you actually live a rich life instead of just being rich.